In this presentation, we will learn the concept of address arithmetic in case of multi-dimensional arrays. So let's get started. Suppose we have this one-dimensional array which contains 4 elements, and I'm assuming that the base address of this array or the address of the first element of this array is 1000, and I'm also assuming that the size of integer is 4 bytes. Okay? When I write something like this, int a4, it means that it's an array of 4 integers. And the name of the array is actually the pointer to the first element of the array. That is what we have learned already, right? So A is the name of the array and it is also the pointer to the first element of the array. I can also say that it is actually the representative of this address, that is the address of the first element of the array. So when I write A, it means that I'm writing 1000. That is the base address. And when I dereference it, I'll get the element stored in that location. That's what this dereference operator means. Dereference means go inside and get that element. So in order to get the first element of the one-dimensional array, I just have to place star in front of this name. Now what happens in case of two-dimensional arrays? Suppose this is a two-dimensional array which contains 4 elements, and in this two-dimensional array we have 2 rows and each row contains 2 columns. Here 2 represents the two one-dimensional arrays, and this 2 represents each of which contains 2 elements. If I read this properly, I can say that A is a two-dimensional array which contains 2 one-dimensional arrays, and each of these one-dimensional arrays contains 2 elements. And all these elements are integers. And what does this A represents? Here in this case, A is not representing the pointer to the first element. Instead, it represents the pointer to the first one-dimensional array. This is very important. Now this makes the difference. If I want to get the first element of this array, that is this one-dimensional array, I can get this first element by placing a dereference operator in front of this name. But in case of two-dimensional array, simply placing a star in front of this name will not get me this element. Because here A is the pointer to the first one-dimensional array, the whole one-dimensional array, not the first element. In order to understand the address arithmetic of a two-dimensional array, I have to imagine something like this. Here I am imagining these 2 boxes which are the representatives of one-dimensional arrays. Here this yellow box represents the first one-dimensional array and this blue box represents the second one-dimensional array. Here the base address of this whole one-dimensional array is equivalent to the address of the first element of this array. They both are same, but the context will be different. Here in this case, the address of this one-dimensional array, that is the base address of this one-dimensional array, is equivalent to the address of this element. That is from where it starts. Okay? So when I simply write A, it means that I am pointing to this location. That is, A is the pointer to the first one-dimensional array. It means it contains the address 1000, right? And what happens if we add 1 to it? It gives us the address of the second one-dimensional array. We are right now in the outside box, which is the representative of the whole one-dimensional array. If we add 1 to the array A, that is, as A contains the address of the whole one-dimensional array, that is the first one-dimensional array, if we add 1 to it, we will get the address of the second one-dimensional array, that is 1008. So basically in this case, we have to skip these 2 elements instead of skipping just one element. Okay. So we are getting this address 1008, which is the base address of the second one-dimensional array. If I put star in front of A, then we know that A is the pointer to the first one-dimensional array. And if we put star in front of it, then we will simply get inside this box, right? And the first thing that we observe is the address of the first element of the array. Therefore, after dereferencing, we will get the pointer to the first element of the first one-dimensional array. Or I can say that I will get the address of the first element of the first one-dimensional array. Both the address and pointer are synonyms. When I mention pointer, it means that I'm talking about the address. Okay? So that is what is happening. I know that A contains the address of the first element of the one-dimensional array. So when I dereference it, I simply go inside and get that element. Here in this case, I'm at this point right now. That is in this outer region. If I put a dereference operator in front of A, I simply get inside this region and I can see here that I got this address, which is the address of the first element of the first one-dimensional array. Therefore, star A will not give me the element, but it will give me the address of that element, right? This star A, I can also write it as star A plus 0, which can be written as A0. And I can also write this as ampersand of A00. That is the address of the first element. We already know that star A represents the pointer to the first element of the first one-dimensional array. That is, it contains the address of the first element of the first one-dimensional array. That is, if I put another star in front of it, it means that I'm getting inside this box. That means I'm getting this element finally. Therefore, by putting another star in front of star A, I'll get this element 1. Let me mathematically write this over here. I can write this star A as star, these round brackets, star A, right? This star A can be written as star A plus 0. And finally, it can be written as ampersand of A00. That's what we have learned, right? If I put a star in front of it, then this star and ampersand get cancelled out, which gives us A00. That is the first element, right? So we'll get this element 1. So what is the conclusion? If we want to get the first element of a two-dimensional array, then I have to put 2 stars in front of A, that is the name of the array, instead of putting just 1 star. And we can easily remember it. In case of 2D array, we need 2 stars. In case of 1D array, we need just 1 star. Now, what happens if I write something like this? Star A plus 1. We already know that A is the pointer to the first one-dimensional array. If I add 1 to it, then it gives me the pointer to the second one-dimensional array. Now if I put star in front of it, then it gives me the pointer to the first element of the second one-dimensional array. Because A plus 1 is the pointer to the second one-dimensional array, right? And if you put a star, then we go inside this region, and what we see is the address of the first element of the second one-dimensional array. So that is what we get after this. So star A plus 1 gives me the pointer to the first element of second 1D array. Similarly, if I put another star in front of it, we will get the first element of the second 1D array. Isn't that right? So I'll get this element, that is 3, which is the first element of the second one-dimensional array. Now what happens if we write something like this? Star A plus 1 plus 1. I know that star A plus 1 gives me the pointer to the first element of the second one-dimensional array. That means my arrow is at this point, right? If I add 1 to it, then it simply moves 1 position in forward direction. This means that I will get the pointer to the second element of the second one-dimensional array. Therefore, star A plus 1 gives me the pointer to the second element of second one-dimensional array. And if I put a star in front of this whole thing, then I will get the last element, that is this element. After understanding the address arithmetic in case of two-dimensional arrays, let's try to understand the address arithmetic in three-dimensional arrays. Here is the example of a three-dimensional array, which is the combination of the two 2D arrays. Okay? This is a linear representation of a three-dimensional array. This is a first two-dimensional array and this is second two-dimensional array. And we usually imagine a three-dimensional array like this. Combination of two two-dimensional arrays, right? So if I write something like this, int a 2 2 2, it means that a is the pointer to the first two-dimensional array. Recall that in case of 2D array, a is the pointer to the first one-dimensional array. In case of 3D array, a, which is the name of the array, is the pointer to the first two-dimensional array. And here 2 represents the two 2D arrays, and this 2 represents each of which contains two 1D arrays, and this 2 represents each of which contains 2 elements. I can read this as A is a 3-dimensional array which contains two 2-dimensional arrays, and each of these 2-dimensional arrays contains two 1-dimensional arrays, and each of these 1-dimensional arrays contains 2 elements. Okay? This is the whole 2-dimensional array, and this 2-dimensional array contains two 1-dimensional arrays, and each of these 1-dimensional array contains two elements. Now, again, in order to understand the address arithmetic, we have to draw our imaginative boxes around them. And here is the picture of those imaginative boxes. This outer region indicates a two-dimensional array. This yellow box indicates the first two-dimensional array, and this blue box indicates the second two-dimensional array. And as we know, each two-dimensional array contains two one-dimensional arrays. So this is the first 1D array of this 2D array, and this is the second 1D array of this whole 2-dimensional array. Similarly, this is the first 1D array of this whole 2-dimensional array, and this is the second 1D array of this whole 2-dimensional array. Now we can see that the base address of this 1-dimensional array is equivalent to the address of the first element. Similarly, the base address of this whole 2-dimensional array is equivalent to the address of the first 1D array, which is equal to 1000. In this case, 1016 is the base address or the starting address of this whole 2-dimensional array. So if we write A, then it is equivalent to the pointer to first 2-dimensional array, which is equal to 1000. But here the context is different. A is the pointer to the first 2-dimensional array and not the first 1-dimensional array. Address will be same, but the context is totally different. Okay? So if we add 1 to it, we'll get the pointer to the second 2-dimensional array, which is equivalent to the address 1016, because this is the base address of the second 2-dimensional array. Now what happens if I add star in front of it? I'll get inside this region, I will get this address, which is the address of the first 1-dimensional array of second 2-dimensional array. And if you put another star in front of it, then I'll go inside of this and I will get the address of the first element of the first 1-dimensional array of second 2-dimensional array, right? And finally, if you put another star, then we will get this element, that is 5, which is contained in this location having address equals to 1016. This means that in order to get this element, we have to put 3 stars instead of 2 stars. So for 3-dimensional arrays, we need 3 stars in order to access the element finally. Because we have to pass these 3 regions. The outermost region represents the 2-dimensional array. The region inside that represents the 1-dimensional array. And this region represents the location where the element is stored. Therefore, we need 3 stars in order to access the element. Let's say I want to access the second element of the above array. We can see here this is the second element of this array and this is a 3-dimensional array. Therefore, the address arithmetic of this array is different from 1-dimensional and 2-dimensional arrays, right? I want to access this element. In order to access this element, first of all, let's consider our imaginative boxes. If I want to access this element, I know that this element is contained within this 1-dimensional array and this 1-dimensional array is contained within this 2-dimensional array. So I need to access this 2-dimensional array, right? I know that A is the pointer to the first 2-dimensional array. Therefore, I can write A as it is. A gives me pointer to the first 2-dimensional array. If I write star in front of it, I can go inside and it will give me the pointer to the first 1-dimensional array of this first 2-dimensional array. And if I put another star, then it gives me the pointer to the first element of first 1-dimensional array of first 2-dimensional array, right? As you can see, it is indicated by this pointer. From this point, we reach to this point, and from this point, finally we reach to this point. Now, I don't want this element. I want this element. In order to get this element, I have to move this pointer to this direction. And I know if I add 1 to this, I will get the pointer to second element of first 1-dimensional array of first 2-dimensional array. And if I want to get this element, I just have to put another star in front of this whole statement, which gives me the second element of first 1-dimensional array of first 2D array. So this is the required statement in order to get the second element of this whole 3-dimensional array. Now let me give you one homework problem. Here is the same 3-dimensional array and your task is to access the second last element of the above array using pointer arithmetic. Try to answer this question and leave your answers in the comment section below. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation.